Welcome back to the Grill Mark Co. Cooking Channel. I am your host, Mark Ashby, where we turn the average Joe barbecue backyard griller into grillionaires. And today, we're doing something so easy that this video isn't going to be that long. We are going to be cooking some of these beautiful Angus steaks right here, these strip steaks that we got from Publix. We're mixing all of this together, and we're going to be whipping up some Cowboy Butter dipping sauce for these beautiful steaks. Let's get started. Now, Cowboy Butter has been going kind of viral across social media lately. On TikTok, there's one video that had 10 million views on it. And so I'm jumping on the trending train here. I even wrote a recipe that you can find on my blog, grillmarkco.com. Click on the main part there for the menu board blog, and it's right there. You'll see it, a big tub of butter. And we're gonna be making that recipe today on this channel. We'll be using our cinder grill. We're not going outside today. It was kind of a nasty night, so we're just gonna be cooking inside today. We'll be firing up the hot box over here, heating all this up, making it nice and buttery and melty, and we'll be cooking the steaks on the cinder grill, which is kind of like a sous vide grill without the water. Let's get started. Now, if you come look over here, we have turned our first front burner on to medium heat right there. And we're just gonna be mixing all this stuff together. So the first thing we have to do is take some of our butter. Now, the recipe calls for 6 tablespoons, a whole stick is 8. We're just gonna use some Kerrygold Irish butter here, and we're gonna dip that in and let it melt. It's already a little bit at room temperature, so. We're gonna let that melt, and then we're gonna add in all the other spices here in just a second. If you look here, we've got this butter melting beautifully in the pan. We're gonna take half a lemon and we're gonna juice it right over our hands in there as well. Make sure you get all that, and the reason we're juicing it over our hand is to catch any seeds that may fall through. Next, we're gonna take 4 cloves of minced garlic, or 2 tablespoons of the already pre-chopped minced garlic. Then we're gonna take some paprika here. We got 1 tablespoon of paprika. We're gonna mix in right there. And then we're gonna take 1 teaspoon of cayenne pepper, mix that in right there. And then we're gonna take some lemon zest, about 1 teaspoon of lemon zest, and mix that in as well. And we're going to whisk that vigorously until it's all mixed together. We've got them mixed together well. It's very fragrant already. So now we're gonna add our parsley right here. We're gonna add some red chili flakes right there. And then we're gonna add some chives and a little bit more lemon zest right here. And a little salt and pepper to taste. So we're just using regular ground up salt and pepper, nothing special here. This is just sea salt. About right there. And then we'll hit it with a little pepper for taste, just like that. And the last ingredient, 1 tablespoon of Dijon mustard. And if you see, I'm using Grey Poupon because I did have some Grey Poupon. So we're gonna mix that in as well. And vigorously mix that in with the rest of the mixture. So we have a nice consistency. Once you're done whisking it together, it should have this nice kind of texture and color to it. We're gonna set it off the burner now and just kind of let it cool. And while we're doing that, we're gonna fire up our cinder grill. Starts out with let's get cooking. We're gonna turn this to 131 degrees. And once those plates are hot, we're gonna set the steaks on there. We're gonna add some flavor to those beautiful strip steaks that we have with some Spice Walla Texas Pepper Barbecue Rub. This smells so good. But we're just gonna try this one. I've never used this before, but it's the Texas Pepper Barbecue Rub. I figured it'd be perfect with this. So we're just gonna spread that evenly across both of these gorgeous steaks, and we'll hit both sides. And now that we got those nice and generously coated, we will wait for that cinder grill to heat up, and then we'll lay those on there and let them cook. Cinder grill is up to temperature. So all we have to do, this thing is so cool. Set it on there like that, and set it on there like that. Pull the top down, and we're gonna let it cook to a beautiful internal temperature of 131. The steaks are not gonna look great once they come off it. They're gonna look gray, kind of like a blob, but we're gonna sear them and get some perfect searing on these. And then we're gonna test out the cowboy butter, see how it tastes. Our cowboy butter still has the same kind of consistency. It's solidified a little bit, but I just mixed it up with our whisk here. However, our steaks are done, and like I said, they are not gonna look pretty. Look at that, that's pretty gross as a matter of fact. It's just really gray. So what we're gonna do here, it is cooked to an internal temperature of 133. I said 131, we're going 133. We're gonna leave those there. We're gonna take some paper towels, and we're just going to wipe our plates down, and look at how easy the cleanup is. So this is basically a sous vide machine which holds the temperature for as long as you want, but it just doesn't require a bag or water. And now we're gonna set it to sear. So we're just gonna crank that all the way up, heating to sear, 450 degrees. Let that back down. Should take about 45 seconds, something like that. When it's done heating up to 450 degrees, we're gonna put the steaks back on here, and we're gonna get a beautiful crust on both sides perfectly. We got this thing up to 450 degrees. You can see the smoke. You're gonna hear the sizzle here in just a second. Just like that. And then like that. We push this down, and we press to sear, 45 seconds. And then we're going to let the steaks rest for about 10 minutes. So that we can let all the Maillard juices kind of get back in, and then we're gonna cut across the grain, get some beautiful shots of it, and then we're gonna test our cowboy butter to see how it really tastes. 45 seconds is done. I could sear them a little bit longer, but we got a nice crust on the outside here. On both sides, you can see, perfectly even. So we're gonna take them right here. It doesn't take much for these. They are really thin. So we're gonna put them on the cutting board here and just kind of let them rest for about 10 minutes. Alexa, set a timer for 10 minutes.
10 minutes, starting now.
There we go. We'll get some cool B-roll shots during that 10 minutes and let these cool down, and then we'll try them with our cowboy butter. Ten-minute timer is up. We're gonna sharpen our Miyabi knife real quick. Always wanted to do that. We still got our compound cowboy butter here, and the grain for these steaks is going this way like this. So we're gonna cut against the grain like that. And we're gonna have steak perfection here. Beautiful. Pink. Nice medium rare. That's too pink for you though, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
That is a beautiful cut of beef right there. Again, if you're wondering about the grade, it's USDA choice, but this is a beautifully cooked steak. I mean, perfection. Wall-to-wall pink, beautiful. The cinder grill does it again. I'm gonna take this piece here. This piece looks really good. We're gonna try the cowboy butter for the first time. I mixed it around with a fork, but I'm gonna dip it right in there like it's supposed to. And here we go. Let's see what the rage is about. It's very acidic. It's not like a buttery flavor. You know, we cooked a whole stick of butter with this, but it's not like an actual butter flavor. There's so many other things going on there with the thyme and the garlic and the lemon juice and zest. Wow, that is so good. This is easily a go-to when it comes to making steak. I mean, I don't think I can make steak again without something like that. I mean, look at my hands, they're all gross. I don't think I can make steak without this again. And the steak itself has some great flavor too from this spice wallow rub. Look at that right there. Dripping off. Here we go. The flavors balance so well. It's not spicy. It's very aromatic. It's acidic, but it's, wow, that is very good. Make sure you try this next time you make a steak. Whether you're cooking it over the hot coals or you're cooking it inside in a pan or sous vide style, whatever, try your cowboy butter because this is gonna be a game changer at your next steak gathering, family dinner, whatever you're doing, this is it. And you can find my recipe on my website at grillmarkco.com at the menu board blog right there. And I'm gonna down the rest of the steak because this is amazing. And until next time, make sure you eat well, you do well, and you serve good food. We'll see you then.